Animism is not a belief system, it's a lifestyle. And how we walk in the world is a reflection of our true selves and our true beliefs. It's not something that we just do while in ritual. It's something that we are 100% of the time. And our life will show us our shadows and our hypocrisies if we pay attention. Take the Super Bowl halftime show. People are losing their minds after J-Lo and Shakira's performances. And stay tuned and I'll talk about what I saw and how that relates to modern animism. Hi guys, it's Laura Giles with Pan Society. Thanks for tuning in. If anything from our channel inspires you, please consider sending us a one-time donation by hitting the link below. And if that's not in your budget right now, a like or a share is another great way of giving us a high five. All right, so the Super Bowl halftime show. I didn't actually see it live. I didn't tune in until after I heard all the people talking about how it wasn't family friendly, or they had to walk out or turn it off because the ladies were not being ladylike. At Pan Society, we say the modern animist path is sovereignty, connection, and oneness. So if your thoughts were, I don't want to see this, and you turned it off, good on you. You're following your conviction. If you were judging or saying that the entertainers were dirty, slutty, too sexy, or things of that nature, I would ask you to raise up a mirror and look into it. What is that saying about you? What do you have against women? What do you have against being sexy? Do women have roles other than the Madonna and whore? Sex is natural. What's wrong with sex? I heard people talking about the pole that J-Lo used in her act. You know, I love circus performers. I love those aerial yoga, acrobat, trapeze class thingies that they have. Yeah, you know, I could get into that if I had the upper body strength to do it. That's hard stuff. And anybody who can do that is pretty stinking athletic and deserves applause. Does it mean she's a sex worker? Absolutely not. Lots of other entertainers use poles. And if your mind went there, perhaps that says more about you than her. This judgment thing isn't really in keeping with sovereignty. You have a right to leave the room, and she has a right to use a pole in her act. And Shakira's tongue thing, you know, I heard a lot about that. I think word is getting around that she was doing a zagruda. It's a cultural way of showing excitement and approval. And I'm not sure if people thought she was being lewd, but I think it's another opportunity to keep an open mind and ask a question rather than jumping to conclusions. The thing that bothered me most, though, was the woman against woman bashing of both of these women for being strong, bold, and sexy. J-Lo's 50 years old. The girl is fit. She clearly works hard for her art, and it shows. Can you give her some props for that? You know, we look at ancient goddesses from various cultures, and we see goddesses of the home and hearth, childbirth, and death. But we also see goddesses of war and the hunt. Women are fascinating creatures that can do anything if society allows it. And when we say that we support strong women, then we criticize them for when they're too sexy. We're essentially saying that we don't really want that, we don't like it, and we don't feel comfortable being that ourselves. Divine femininity includes all the faces of womanhood. If we let sex be natural, we wouldn't have all the hang-ups, power trips, insecurities, obsession, gossiping, and crime around it that we do. There's a context for everything. Is it appropriate or expected for someone in their profession to look like they did? I think so. That's what they do. You know that going in. Is it appropriate to dance on a table in a skin-tight outfit with your legs all open in a church? No. So I'm not saying anything goes. It's relative, you know, and animism is about relationships. If this performance tweaked you, ask yourself, what does this say about me? How can you grow from this? How can you exercise your sovereignty? How can you use this information to move towards connection with others instead of using judgment to separate yourself? To me, this is really the essence of modern animism. We're always experiencing things that move us closer to or further away from oneness. And how can we make sure that we stay connected, yet also true to ourselves? That's the constant struggle for balance. We can live in ways that perpetuate judgment, shame, guilt, control, oppression, or we can go the sovereignty and connection path. It's up to us. So modern animism is not about how much you know about this God or that ritual. It's everyday life, folks. Modern animism is about what's happening around you right now and how to flow with it. It's about the stinking Super Bowl halftime show. I'd love to hear your comments about it. Talk to me. Stay tuned. See y'all next week.